Hello chronic crafting friends. In today's video I'm going to show you how to make this polymer clay nug necklace. For this craft you will need dark green polymer clay, light green polymer clay, some gold or orange polymer clay, thumbtacks, a piece of metal to create an eye hook, or you can purchase pre-made eye hooks as well, some pliers of sorts if you need to make your own eye hook, and some scissors. So first off, take your dark green polymer clay and rip yourself off a chunk, approximately how big you want your pendant to be. You're going to need to more than likely knead this a little bit and warm it up so it's a little bit easier to mold into the shape of your marijuana nug. Now that my clay is nice and soft, I'm going to start squishing it into kind of like a triangular shape. You could do a bunch of different shapes of nugs. You could go for a long one like this. You could also make it a longer, skinnier nug. Really, just any shape and size that you want. I just kept playing around with the shape until I was happy with it. So now I'm going to stick my thumbtack into the top center part of the polymer clay. This is going to be where my eye hook goes in, and also I'm going to hold on to it just to keep my fingers off of the nug. So now I'm going to take my other thumbtack and start pushing into the polymer clay, just kind of roughing up the surface and giving it a little bit more texture. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how this looks. As you can see, I also used a thumbtack to create some bigger dents in it. In these little indented spots, I'm going to be putting marijuana leaves in there. So now let's see how we can make those leaves. Start by taking some of your darker green polymer clay and some of your light green polymer clay as well. And then you're going to want to take the two and mix them together. There's no real special magical way to mix up these clays, just put them together and squish it all around until it has kind of a nice marbly look is what I did. But you don't even need to do it like that. You can just make the leaves fully the light colored green, whatever. So as you can see now I'm finally achieving kind of more of the swirly cool looking mix. So now I'm going to flatten it out so I am able to cut some marijuana leaves out of it. So as you see, I squish it down so it's about a millimeter thick. Now I have my scissors and I'm going to use them to cut out a triangle kind of shape, which will be the marijuana leaf. The size of the leaf kind of depends on how big you want your nug to be. I put it on here and decided that I wanted it smaller, so I just took it back off and then cut it up. So just play around with it until you figure out what you like. So now I'm going to start by placing this leaf up on the top, and then I'm going to use my fingers to push it down a little bit. And there we go. So now to create the veins in the leaf, I'm going to go back and use my thumbtack. So start by drawing a line down the center of your leaf using your thumbtack. And then use the very tip of your thumbtack to press in the little veins that shoot off the center vein. Now as you can see, it's kind of starting to look like a weed leaf. And now you can repeat this process to create some more leaves on your bud. So here's what my nug looks like so far. The next step is to take your orange or golden colored polymer clay and roll it out into a very long tube and skinny, so you can use it to create the hairs. And then I place them on the nug. I made some of them squiggly, some of them straight, some of them long, some of them short. Just mix it up. Alright, it's done and ready to go in the oven, but first I need to take my strong metal wire and stick it down the center of the nug so it pokes through the other side. So as I said before, you can buy pre-made eye hooks. I didn't have any kicking around, so I made them, but it would definitely be easier to buy the pre-made one. So there is my nug. I don't think I want to smoke this one though. So I have a aluminum sheet and a piece of cardstock. I need to preheat my oven to 250 degrees. Your polymer clay cooking instructions might be different, so check your package. Here's another little tip. If there's some fingerprints and stuff that you don't want on there, you can grab isopropanol, also known as rubbing alcohol, and use a Q-tip and just kind of smudge it around, and it just kind of like melts the clay away and gets rid of any fingerprints or anything. I also made some other stuff, so I'm going to put that on the same tray and then put it in the oven. So now my polymer clay is all cooked, and it is time to attach my eye hook to it. So I have some tacky glue here, any kind of glue will do. And then I'm going to stick that up through the hole and push down on it very carefully so it doesn't bend or break the wire or the polymer clay. And some glue is oozing out the bottom, so I just kind of wipe any extra away that I have. And then after that, I'm going to leave it to dry. So to create the eye that the necklace will go through, I have my tools here. And you can just watch how I do this. I would probably suggest, if you're not too familiar with wire working, that you just go to a craft store and buy eye hooks. So the last step is attaching my pendant to my necklace. And there we go. I just made myself a pretty pot pendy. I hope you enjoyed this video and I inspired you to go make your own polymer clay nug necklace. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below and I'll be quick to answer.